Hi guys, this is the amplifier module from the Powerhouse Horizon powered mixer that we were looking at a little while ago. And basically this board, this is the amplifier for one of the channels, yeah? And this board, which effectively fits onto it back to back like so, yeah? This one is the board that switches the voltage rails for the amplifiers. This is a Class G amplifier. So depending on the amplitude of the input waveform, it switches the supply rails to the amplifier between two different voltages. I think it was 88 and 44 volts, yeah. And we found a short circuit on the it was the positive. Was it the positive? It was a negative rail, yeah. So it was switching on one side but not the other side, and I thought it was short circuit transistors, but it wasn't. It turned out to be a couple of diodes down here. So I ordered the diodes, and they've turned up now, so we have the diodes, and there's a transistor in here, a PNP transistor, that drives these, and it's reading kind of odd on my component analyzer, yeah. So this is where we got to with this. So we now have the diodes. They're here. They just came in a pack of like 100 of them or some 60 of them or something like that, and about 20 of these ones. And because it was so cheap, you know, we didn't put ordering one. So this is the PNP transistor that fits here, that drives the output, yeah. And we can see if we just put onto the component analyzer. Now it's saying a Darlington transistor, but sometimes it's not a Darlington transistor, it is a PNP transistor. But previously when I've measured this, and actually measured it a little bit earlier today actually, it was reading up and saying it was a digital transistor, which is basically a transistor with an integrated resistor, yeah. A Darlington transistor is like two transistors together basically, so it gives you extra gain, yeah. But that's what this is reading now. It's saying Darlington transistor, but I know this is not. This is a standard PNP transistor. Is it saying the same again? Yeah, okay. It's changed its mind. It thought it was a digital transistor. Well, I ordered a couple anyway because I was not convinced about that, why it was reading like that. So I ordered some spares of these as well, because again they weren't expensive. Cut €1 or something for two of them. And these ones are the replacements, yeah. And they're reading PNP silicon transistor. That's what they should be, yeah. So I can only assume there's something wrong with the base on this somehow, with the base current. For some reason it doesn't see it as what it is. The part number, by the way, is B1186A. Yeah, that's the transistor, B1186A. Go on, let's take it on one more time and see if we can. It'll now say what it said before, but it's still incorrect. You know, it doesn't really matter. It's not reading this properly. Darlington, okay. So what we're going to do now is quite simple. We're just going to replace the transistor with a new one. We're going to put the two diodes in, and then let's put it back together and try it and see if it now works. Okay, so it's all back together again now. I did notice, by the way, while I was putting it back together, I couldn't quite remember where some of the wires were going. A lot of them were marked. There was just two of them I wasn't sure of, and I actually just went back to my other video and just watched through it a little bit, and I could see exactly where they came from. So that's a good idea, guys. You know, if you're repairing stuff, video yourself, or always take photos. I mean, you've seen me do that before. I've taken photos of where the wires go. But yeah, I did a video. That was really helpful, even to me. So these are the two channels. This is the channel that had the problem. It wasn't the output device in the end. It was two diodes and this driver transistor I've changed. But we can have a look now. So these are identical. So this is the good channel. And if you look here, this is base emitter resistance 22 ohms, yeah. And if we go on our channel now, It's now reading the same, 22 ohms, yeah? So they both read identical now across there. We can go collector emitter and there should be nothing. And this is where we had a short before, although it was actually the diodes. Yeah. So the channels now read the same resistances, yeah? Base collector, there's nothing. So just comparing with a good channel, we can see the resistances are the same now. And that's a good sign, yeah? I replaced the fuses previously, the two blame fuses. So really this is ready to try, just to keep ourselves safe, not personal safety, more just safe for what we've just changed, yeah, so something go wrong. As I'm going to connect this up via my light bulb, so this is the 100 watt and the 60 watt, yeah, and I'll set it to limit. So I'm actually going to power this up via these light bulbs, and then if something goes or tries to go, draw a lot of current, this will just light up. It'll probably prevent something from blowing. It'll still at least prevent anything from going bang. So let me just get a power lead and let's see what happens if we power it up now. I mean, obviously the mixer isn't attached, so there's no audio going into this. There's no speakers attached either. I'll just stop this camera from flashing. Try that. I don't know what causes that. It's doing it again anyway. I have to get a different camera. So anyway, yeah, there's no audio coming in, there's no speakers attached, and I've connected it via the light bulb. Obviously these capacitors will charge up when I first switch on, so I'm expecting the bulb to come on and then go off. Previously we had an LED lit up down here saying left fault, yeah, there's left fault and right fault. So if we're good, these LEDs shouldn't illuminate or shouldn't stay on, and then we can connect the mixer and speakers and let's see what happens. So okay, we're ready to go, power's in, everything's in. Let's just switch it on. So I expect the bulbs would flash, yeah, as it's charged up, and the LEDs are out now, so that's a good sign, yeah. So it just drew power while it charged these, and it went down to a quiescent power level, which is what you'd expect for an amplifier to do with no load and no input. So I'll just give that a few minutes while it just discharges the capacitors. I'll reconnect the mixer, the front top part of this, yeah, and then some speakers, and let's see if we actually have it working now. Well, it's a kind of a partial success. Basically, the red light's not flashing anymore. But only one speaker working. That was the video cutting out, it wasn't the mixer. I was just playing some video in the background there off YouTube and he didn't like it. Let's just go back a bit. 3. So I don't know. We fixed the original fault. The light isn't flashing anymore, yeah? So this isn't flashing red anymore. So that we fixed, yeah? But the other speaker, no output. So this has obviously got another problem on the other channel, because this is the channel that had the problem before, yeah? So now we need to look into that to see what's wrong with it. What a bugger. Okay, well, that's going to be the topic for another funky sound, eh? That's the topic for another video. This has got another problem now on the other channel. I've swapped the speakers around and then the other speaker works, so it's not the speakers, yeah. It has some other issue. Okay guys, so I'll let the guy know this needs a bit more work and I'll be on to that one after a couple more jobs. See you soon now. Okay guys, so here's our Powerhouse mix I looked at a while ago. It had a fault on this channel, the clipping light was coming all the time, and that was what I fixed on the previous video. Yeah, well actually on this video you've seen me fix it. I diagnosed it on the previous one. But this channel, though it appears to work, there's no audio. So somebody's kindly sent me the schematics for this, which hopefully is going to make life a lot easier to figure out what's the problem with this one. I wasn't sure at first if it was a setting on the mixer or something like that. I was hoping the guy who owns this was going to come in to see me, but he hasn't. He does say he'll come in later today, but I thought, oh, let's have another look at it. So basically I've got some audio coming in. If we just switch this on, I may have to just restart the no, the audio's running. Okay, so you can see we have, you know, a signal there on both channels. Yes, I don't have the speakers connected at the moment, but when I tried this previously I only had sound on one speaker. Yeah. So what I've done with this, and just shut this down and I'll just open it up. There we go. It's quite difficult to work and film on this, by the way, unfortunately. This ribbon cable goes to the main amplifier, and there's another one a bit further back. It's just out of shot, unfortunately. And according to the schematic, which I'll show you, pins 1 and 2 on these feed the audio to the actual amplifier. Yeah, so if we can check if we've got audio here on both of them, that would be a good indication if the problem is on the amplifier boards or the mixer. Yeah, so I'll just show you the schematic, one moment. Okay, so this is the schematic that the guy sent me, a subscriber on here, thank you very much. He sent me this in the email. So this is basically a stereo input circuit on the mixer, of which there are many, you know, one for each channel. And then this is the amplifier power supply circuit, and I can see this is where the ribbon cables come through going to the amplifier. And I can see on here there's a connection to this, what they call in-out board, which sits at the back of the mixer, and then these to the right and left amplifier. Yeah, and I think you can clearly see here that we have left input plus and minus and right input plus and minus on connectors 3 and 4, these 10-way connectors. Yeah, so I'm going to check here with an oscilloscope to see whether or not we have any audio getting as far as the amplifier module. Yeah, and if we do, then I think we can say the fault's on the amplifier module, and if we don't, we can say the fault's somewhere back in the mixer. Yeah, so let's actually have a look at that and see what we've got. Just go back over to the workbench camera. Okay, and I'll just arrange so you can see the oscilloscope. Okay, so I've started the audio playing again, so we can have a look now. This is the connection going to the channel that does work. Yeah, let's just connect on here. Do we see any audio? No, that's interesting, because that channel actually works. Ah, the audio stopped, one moment. Okay, yeah, I was playing for a YouTube video and the video had stopped. So let's have another look now on this input, because we know this channel works. Yeah, okay, and I think you can see there. Let's just turn the sensitivity up a little bit on the oscilloscope. Okay, I've got the ground of the oscilloscope clicked to one of the metal studs, mounting brackets on this. Okay, so you can clearly see we've got audio on that one. And let's go on the other pin. Yeah, there's 2 pins. Yeah, so there's audio on both of those. We expect that because that channel works. I'm sorry I can't move this way, you can see the camera, but there's another connector just the same further back for the other channel. Yeah, we need to have a look on this one now. Again, yes, that's one of the pins. We have audio, and that's the other pin. Yeah, and we have audio. So we know that the problem is not up to here. Yeah, we got audio as far as here. The problem is over on this amplifier board. I'll just zoom out a little bit. Okay, you can see a little bit better now. So this is the other connector back here. Yeah, and this is the other effective way it plugs into, where I was looking on the pins on this one and on this one. Yeah, and I know that on both channels we've got audio as far as here, so we need to have a look at this amplifier module and see what the problem is with that one now. Okay, so I've taken the amplifier board out of this now. Had a quick look, can't see anything obvious wrong with it. We know there's a signal getting to this, but in actual fact I realised when I'd taken this out I'd actually checked at the wrong end of this cable. Yeah, on the circuit diagram here it shows the in being on pins 1 and 2, and I thought I was measuring on pins 9 and 10, and I thought that was 1 and 2. Yeah, I was measuring these two that say AUX plus and minus, which also seem to have audio on anyway. There's some other signals: control, clip, 0 volt reference, I think that's just ground, temperature monitor, meter. But I think since I've got this amplifier board out of here, what I might as well just do now, to be certain that the problem is on here, is to take this one and put this module there, yeah, so I can disconnect the ribbon cable from here. It's not long enough to reach over here, and I haven't got any long cables. That'd be something very useful actually. So because of that, what I'll do is I'll actually move this to there, and then if this one works there as well as here, we know that all this is okay, yeah, and the problem is on the amplifier module. If this doesn't work there, then obviously we know there's a problem in here. Okay, so I'll just get that moved. I'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, so I've moved the known good amplifier module over to here, yeah. It's not bolted in, it's just sitting in there, but it has that little plastic feet underneath it. I'll just show you on this one, if it's stuck under my speaker. Typical, yeah. So it has that little plastic standoffs, yeah, so it's safe just to sit there. So I've connected that to this connection, so now we just need to play some audio. I've just got the one speaker attached and see if this amplifier module is working in this location. We know the amplifier is good, so it should do, assuming all this is good. Okay, so I've moved that module over there, and I've obviously got signal coming in, but I don't have any sound now. So it looks like actually it's not the amplifier module, but a problem with the signal coming from the mixer to that point. So I need to have another look at that. Okay, so let's just double check this. So this is the amplifier module that was working. I've put it now back in the original position, yeah, and I have some LEDs on fault on both of them. This thing's acting quite strangely. It seems to be very temperamental in a lot of ways. So as I move stuff around, I get different problems basically. I mean, this one you may expect the fault light to be on because it's not connected, yeah. Oh, one of the LEDs is gone out now. That's interesting. I may know what's causing that actually. That might be the current limiter I've got in circuit. Let's just switch it off. I'll switch the, well, I'll leave the current limiter on just for now. Oh, and something went pop. Huh. I think I have a problem here with the back of this somehow shorting. Something went pop down here. Even when the power was switched off. That's very, very strange. I don't think I've got a bad connection against the metal, but oh, I wonder. Yeah, maybe this is me, you know. I've just got these balanced in here. Maybe this heatsink's touching the metalwork and that's what was causing the problem. I'll just sort that out by actually mounting the amplifier module back into position properly, yeah. Doing the job properly, as they say. Yeah, that's a lot better. So that was a bit of a stupid mistake, but I've actually just put a couple of the plastic studs in now so the heatsink can't touch against the metalwork. To be honest, the heatsink is on like the collectors of the transistor, so that current wasn't going through the transistor, it was just discharging the main capacitors. Yeah, this is effectively connected to the voltage rails. But still a bit of a daft thing to do, and it actually did it when the thing was switched off basically. Yeah, so it must have just been a charge in the capacitors. So I'll switch it on now. Let's see if this fault light goes off. I'll just switch it to main power. Yeah, so the fault lights are out now. That's the current limiter that was saving things from blowing up but causing those fault lights to come on. So let's drop this back into here. Again, keep it away from the metalwork. Get into position. There's not a lot of clearance down the side, you can't see it, but it's very close. Something under there, okay. Right, let's give it a go. So let's connect the audio again and see if this channel is now working. Yeah, just connect my speaker again. There we go. And we just need some audio coming in. Yeah, I've got an audio signal. Okay, switch her on, no problems this time, and give it some a bit of audio. Ooh. Ooh. Well, it's making sound. I know what the hissing was. Okay, so I fitted the other module. This is the one that was working, and in the same position the other module's also working. So we can say the amplifier modules are good, yeah. The problem with this is no audio coming on one channel, and yet on the signal meters here, both running, yeah. I've got to keep it low because I get a feedback from the microphone, yeah. But you can see that both channels are actually working, yeah. So we need to trace through the signal, but I'm thinking now maybe I have something just set wrong here, because the original thought was a problem with one channel, like making a boom 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 noise, and we fixed those short circuits. So I really need to speak to the owner now on this one, I think, just to see what he says, yeah, and then I'll trace it through further. Okay, so you can see I was having some fun with that. The guy who runs the company Power Sound this belongs to hasn't been in for some time. I've asked him to. His wife's been here twice, but she doesn't speak English, and I speak enough Spanish to say that I want to speak to him, but not enough Spanish to explain what the problem is. Yeah, I can sort of tell I've fixed the problem they had. So the thing with this one is basically the problem that the customer specified when he wrote it in, I have actually fixed. Yeah, that was the short circuit diodes, but he didn't mention there was a problem with the other channel not working, and the other channel's been not working ever since the first video I did, yeah. When I had neither channel working originally. And I think, in all honesty, this is a good example sometimes where you should know when to put something down, yeah, because I'm now getting more in depth to chase a fault that the customer didn't report that he had, yeah. We know there's audio getting through to both amplifier modules. I'm sorry I lost a bit of the recording, but I'm sure you can see what I was doing there. So I've taken the actual amplifier modules, the power amplifiers, and put them both into the position where, like the front position, yeah, and they both work in that position, and neither of them work in the back position. Although I can see audio coming through in on the connectors, those ribbon cables. There's another signal on that ribbon cable called control, and I'm thinking that probably enables or disables the amplifier. Just a guess, yeah. I have the circuit diagrams, but not a huge amount of information. And I could spend all time now tracing that, but I could find that I eventually spend time tracing this all the way back to the fact that some switch is set in the wrong position, yeah. And this is why I think this is a good example of when to put something down and speak to the person who owns it, yeah, other than spending time just to effectively diagnose a problem that might even not be there, might be a phantom, yeah. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that one. There was some interesting things. You've probably learnt not just to stick amplifier modules back into the case and let the heat sinks touch the casing. Yeah, I was lucky. I was very lucky there. I didn't blow something up, but I didn't. I've tried both modules since, and they do work. Yeah. That's a good example of why the current limiter is a very useful thing to have as well. Okay, so let's leave that one there. I'll let you know later when the guy's been in eventually. He doesn't seem any rush to get this thing back. Okay, I've spoke to the guy who owns this, and he came and had a look, and he says that all the settings on the mixer are fine, yeah, so it should work. So it looks like we know the amplifier modules are good, so it looks to me like the audio isn't getting to one of the modules somewhere after here, yeah. So if we put this on again, you'll see that both the meters are working, yeah, but only one speaker's working. So let's have a look to see if we can now diagnose where the problem is with this, yeah. Okay, so I've connected an audio input again. There's no speakers on at the moment, and we can see that both these meters are reading, yeah, signals on both channels. And I'll show you in a minute this while I handle it, but I'm just going to measure it first. So you've got a ribbon cable that comes from the back of the mixer and goes down to a board at the bottom, which has 2 jack sockets on the back here. This is before it reaches the main amplifier, and these are line out, so these are for connecting an external amplifier. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is take a jack plug lead, okay, and plug it into the line out, and then I'm going to use my oscilloscope to see if at this point we've got audio on both channels. So let me just move the camera where you can see it, and let's have a look to see what we've got. Okay, so here's the oscilloscope, you can see it now. Yeah, I'm just going to take my probe, yeah, and a ground wire, and I'm going to connect it. So this is plugged into one of the line out, yeah. So if we connect ground to this and we connect the oscilloscope, we should see if there's a signal coming out of the mixer, and yes, there is. So one channel is getting as far as the line out. Now let's have a look at the other one, yeah. So I plugged into the other line out on the back of here, and again, let's see if we've got any audio here. And yes, we have again, yeah, a nice audio signal. So we know that the audio from both channels is coming out of the mixer down to that board. I'll actually show you now where that is, yeah. Okay, so I've just opened this up again, yeah. And the line out board is down here behind this transformer. Just send the torch down so maybe you can see. I'll try it at a different angle. Yeah, so basically down behind here where I'm shining the torch, this is the line out, yeah. And the audio is getting as far as that. So just behind this little IEC connector is the actual 2 jack sockets, yeah. I did think at first maybe that this connector here isn't pushed in, like it's at one angle, but that's just the wire kind of pulling a little bit tight, yeah, because I've lifted it up. So the audio we know is getting as far as there because we can see on the oscilloscope on the line out, yeah. So what I want to do now is go and have a look at the circuit diagram. So we'll just go over to the screen capture and let's have a look to see what we can see, yeah. That's the music that's playing. So this is the diagram, yeah. This is the amplifier power supply board, and you can see that the audio comes in from that where those line out are, yeah. Yeah, to in out board. So it comes in on this, yeah, and it then goes to 2 different 10-way connectors, 1 to each amplifier. And I looked here to see if I got a signal, but I was looking on the wrong end. I was looking on AUX, yeah. So let's have a look to see first if we've got any continuity where the line in is coming onto here and then going out, yeah. If we have, we'll probably have to trace this back to see where it goes to. It looks like this doesn't connect to anywhere else in the circuit on this board. It's just where they've mounted the connections, yeah. So effectively left and right comes in, so you got left and plus and minus, right plus and minus, which is what they call balanced audio, and it comes in on pins 9 and 10, yeah, and goes out to the 2 amplifiers. And we know that if we connect an amplifier to connector number, which one, 4, if we connect the amplifier module to this connector, we don't get any sound. But if we connect it to this one, we do. We've tried both modules, we've swapped them around. So there's no audio coming out of this one, yeah. We need to now trace this back all the way back to those effectively those connectors, yeah, those line connectors, to see where the problem is. Okay, so let's have a look, yeah. We'll go back over to the workbench, yeah. Okay, so I'll try and zoom the camera down a little bit as well, actually, and then we can start from here and work our way back. We know there's no audio for some reason here, yeah. Okay, so I've got it switched off at the moment. So this connector on here, there's no audio, or there's nothing coming out of here. So when the amplifier module is here, it won't work either of them, yeah. This one is good, yeah. And looking at that circuit diagram, we were just looking, pins 9 and 10, these are marked 1 at this end, so it's the top pair of pins, yeah, on each one. Should go to the first 4 pins here, basically 2 to each one, yeah. So we're going to go from the top pair of pins on this one, the top pair of pins on this one, and they should go to the left hand 4 pins on this, yeah. So let's have a look, let's see what we've actually got there, yeah. So okay, here's our meter on ohms range, yeah. Let's go from the one that we know is working first, yeah. So this is either pin 9 or 10, I'm not sure exactly which one it is. So it should go to one of these 4. According to the schematic it does. Yeah. Goes to that one, yeah. And the other input would go to the one above it. Yeah. So 9 and 10 on here go to the 2 end pins on here, yeah. Now let's look at the other one. So this is 10, should go to here. Yeah, it does. Let's go from 9. And that doesn't. Just check. Make sure I'm definitely making contact with the pin. Yeah, I'm definitely on the pin. Should go to this one, according to the schematic. Okay, just double check again. So 10, yeah, the end. I'm sorry you can't see very easily. Goes to here, yeah, and the other one should go to there. It doesn't. So it appears we've got an open circuit from this connector to this connector on one of the 2 pins that feeds the audio, whereas from this connector to this one, the good one, that's okay. So we're going to have to take this board out and have a look to see what's going on there. So I'll take this board out of the mixer and then we can have a look to see what's happening. Fortunately, they've marked the colours of all the wires in here, yeah, it's actually marked on the board which colour wires go where, so that's going to make this easier to take out, yeah, and not have to worry about can't remember which wire went where. Once I get the board out, I think you'll be able to more clearly see where I seem to have an open circuit. Okay, so here's our PCB, yeah. So the right and left audio come in on this connector here. One pair of pins goes to this channel and then feeds the amplifier. The next pair go to this one and feeds the amplifier. And what I could see when I was actually in circuit is that I've got no continuity on this one. It's just my meter leads in a bit of a knot, just to deal with that. Oh, well, let's see if we can get this where we can actually see. Yeah, okay, so this is how it fits in the actual unit this way around. Yeah, so from the top one here, yeah, just get this pin should go to one of the 3rd or 4th in. It goes to there, yeah. And the next one should go to there. And it doesn't. Yeah, if we go to the, I'll have to zoom out a little bit, yeah, so we can get this one completely in shot. Okay, so this one goes to the N2, so I'll go from this pin, should go to one of these N2, yeah, and then the other pin should go to the other one of the N2, yeah, which it does. So this is connector 3, yeah, so that's con 3. And this is connector 4, con 4, yeah, and this one is connector, must have a number against this, I'm guessing, 16 pin, con 5, yeah. So they numbered 3, 4, 5, yeah. And again, if we have a quick refer quickly to the schematic once again, yeah. Here we go. So this is 3, 4 and 5 here, yeah, and you can clearly see it if you look here, yeah. The 2 at the end are line in plus and minus, yeah, on connector 3, and this is line in plus and minus for, sorry, left in plus and minus, sorry, yeah. This is all in, right in, plus and minus on 4, and 5, they both go together. Left in a pair, right in a pair, and we've got a break in this one. I think it's one of the two. I think it's actually this one, right, and plus it isn't connecting, yeah. So that's clearly where they should connect, and they're not connecting. Well, that one isn't connecting, yeah. So let's see if we can actually see why that is. Yeah. I mean, what's wrong with this connector? So it's just a simple thing. One place goes to the other. I mean, so it's here. Yeah, it's right next to the other thing. I mean, there's nowhere really for, you know, just how far has it got to go? Yeah. And it was in the second pair in. And which one's the good one? That's okay. Can you hear the bleep without seeing the meter? Can you hear it bleeping? Let's connect the cable again. Yeah, there we go. So this one in the corner is connecting, yeah, and the other side, this side, isn't. So that just goes down the copper track from there to there. Let's have a look on the other side. So that kind of goes up here to like a dot here, yeah, goes to there, and then it goes down the other side. Yeah, that's all it does. So from here to here, obviously we've got a connection, yeah. From this one to here, we've clearly got a connection, but from this one to here we haven't, yeah. So it's somewhere on the track on the other side of the board. Sorry, somewhere on the top. So from this one to here we have the connection, yeah. You can see, you can use. But from this one, although it connects to there, it then doesn't go to there. You can just try a bit of solder. I mean, there's nothing connected here. There's just like a thing that's comes through the board. I think it was over this way somewhere, sort of above the connector somewhere. I'm not really sure where that actually, how it goes across there. It's there. You can't see this, I'm actually going to look through the board, yeah, to see if I'm shining bright light through it so I can actually see. Okay, I can't see it. It's underneath here. Under here is like where that comes through, yeah. I think the answer to this is probably going to be just to solder a wire from here, yeah, to the place where it should go. So that one goes to there, and this one should go to here, yeah. So let's just solder a wire from there to there, and now let's put us back together and see if we've got audio on both channels, yeah. I think I'm very lucky, by the way, to have a schematic for this. It was sent to me via a subscriber on the channel, actually watched part 1 of this repair, yeah, and I have to say thank you for that, because without the schematic I think this would have proved to be extremely challenging to find the fault. It was certainly very time consuming. Okay, so that can go from there to there, and then we can put us back together and we can see what happens, yeah, see if that's now fixed the problem. I mean, certainly in the right area, because we know when either amplifier is plugged into this one, nothing happens, yeah, no audio. And we know both amplifier modules are good, yeah. Okay, so let's get a bit of solder on here. Where's it? This one, yeah. Okay, a little bit on there, a little bit of flux just to make sure we get a good connection. There it is, we're on. Okay. I'll just kind of put a wire, yeah, it can't accidentally kind of short to anything now, yeah. So now, I mean, we can see the cable, we can see it's there, so really now we can say for definite, yeah. So from this one to here, yeah, this one to here, yeah, and then we can go down to the other. Can't even get in shot without zooming out. No, it's off there, yeah. I can probably just about, you can see the top two on here, yeah. Shall we see? So from here, no, I'm probably on the wrong place there actually. From here to, okay, you can see from here to that one is good, and from the other one here to this. Right, so we've got all four connected now, we fixed that. Okay, let's put this back into the mixer and let's see if it now solves our problem. Okay guys, so it's all back together, yeah, and this is basically the moment of truth, yeah, so let's see if it actually is going to work. Ah! Aha! One speaker. Other speaker. The feedback's too bad because the PC is playing the audio, yeah, but it's working both speakers. Apart from I can't change up because of the feedback from the microphone, and I can't mute the microphone because you can't hear it. Okay, it's fixed guys, it's working. Okay, yeah, I can't play it for you guys because I'm playing the audio from the computer, yeah, and the microphone's also connected into the computer, so I get a feedback and that howling thing, yeah. But yeah, that's got it guys, so both channels are working. I think you can see anyway from the cause of the repair when we found it, yeah, it was obvious that that would stop it working on one channel. Okay, so that's a good one. Probably quite an expensive repair. I mean, I originally quoted the guy €60 to repair the blown channel, which I think is quite reasonable for a power amplifier repair, to be honest. And then I'm going to have to charge him another 30. Just, and I'm being kind to him because, you know, he's a very local. He's another business in the shopping centre here. Yeah, he's very close to him, and he does sometimes bring me things to work on. So I don't want to overcharge him, but you've got to charge for work like that. Yeah. Okay, guys. So another success chalked up. If you're interested in audio and power amplifier repair, let me know, just comment. I do actually have another PA coming in from one of the local bars next week, so we will be definitely doing another power amplifier from a bar. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that one. It's Friday, Poets Day. Pete off early tomorrow, Saturday, yeah, Poets Day. Car boot hopefully on Sunday, and I'll see you all on Monday, and let's have some more fun next week, yeah. Okay guys, ciao for now.